back, and what an amazing fortnight it's been. We've just got just over 48 hours until we officially close the car on Online Business Mastery 2025. And then we might be able to breathe
Maybe.
a little bit. So I just want to start by saying a massive, massive thank you, everybody that is here, that has played any part in this, because honestly,
I will tell them.
Inside joke. Hang on, we're not streaming on. We're not streaming on what's it called? What is the Instagram? But it's probably for the best. If anybody's here watching live, let us know who is here. How are you today? Let me just see if I can get us to be on Instagram. 1 second. I think I've made an error. I think I've made an error, guys. Okay, let me see if I can save this. I don't think I can. Oh, I might be able to. Do you know what? It's looking promising. Here we go. Edit. Do you know, I've put you in some terrible positions today with technology, and I've had you on so many live streams where it's not been going right.
It's going to be a murder. You may not see LA, boy.
Right. Save there. Right, we'll give it one more try on Instagram.
Can you zoom out, please?
Oh yeah, sorry, I weren't even on, so I couldn't realise that had happened. 1 sec. We're zoomed out. Better. Yes, let us know if we are here, if we are live. I don't think we're going to be on Instagram by the looks of it, Helen. I tried, but I failed. It's just a little bit temperamental. This happens sometimes, and I'm not sure exactly why. Oh, God. Oh, God. Right, here we go. So, Helen, I want to start by just asking, like, obviously you've been very front and center. You've been a massive, massive help this last couple of weeks. So, from your position, doing a launch of this scale, which obviously we've never done before, this has been, a new experience for you as well. How have you find it? And has there been any tangible lessons that we can share today from things that stand out to you?
I think it's been exciting. It's been an emotional roller coaster, I would say, because it's obviously been, we had at the very start, we had a bit of a build up to it, obviously, and then at the very start we were like, right, come on, let's go, we're sorted. And then we had the issues with the Zoom, which was the launch of the webinar, which was a big stress. And then we were obviously concerned because we were like, we had nearly 1,000 people signed up to this webinar and it only let 100 in, and that was like crushing at the time, wasn't it? We were just like, oh. And then obviously you don't know what the outcome of that's going to be. We carried on, we did what we could, we controlled the controllables, but at the same time, like, you don't know whether that's going to have ruined everything, and people that were going to see it aren't going to see it, and then people aren't going to be aware of what you're doing, and it was just a whole thing. But we did definitely just keep calm and carry on, didn't we? And I think in hindsight now, I think that's probably one of the biggest lessons I've learned, is that you kind of think you've covered everything and you're like, we've thought of everything, we've covered everything, and then something can come out of nowhere and, really throw things off. But the fact that we just did what we could with what we had and kept going, it's turned out to be like the biggest launch we've ever done. We've hit a really, really, really good goal. And I think for me, the biggest lesson in that is like, even if, because I am a worrier, Anna, I'm very open about that. I am somebody that, I do worry. And then you think, well, all the stuff you worried about might happen didn't. Something that you didn't even consider might happen did happen.
Maybe you need to worry more, Helen. You didn't even think of that one.
Changed it. And even though it happened, like, you've still got a really amazing result at the end of it. So I think for me, that's what I'm going to take away from this, is like, even if it can still work out. But yeah, it's been an emotional roller coaster. It's been a lot of work. We won't lie about that. We've worked hard and we've got the results. I think a massive lesson has been how many of the people that have signed up have been people from outside of our circle that, aren't people that were kind of even on our radar at the time, or, that's been interesting because obviously they're the hardest kind of clients to convert, aren't they? Like, they're our ideal clients, they're the people that we want, but the fact that we managed to find them, reach them, and they liked what they saw and bought has been amazing. So we definitely did something right there. And I think, like, do you know what? I said this to Jen before because I was talking to her because she's got a launch coming up, and I said, like, it's been a buzz, hasn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, it's been a proper buzz. Like, I think people can look at it and be like, but it's been great, genuinely. Obviously, we've had our moments, and obviously we've got tired at times, and, we're human, but the adrenaline of it, I said to her, like, I just love it. I love it because it's just like, it's so exciting. It's just so exciting. So yeah, that's how I found it. What about you?
Yeah, I think, well, obviously, I second everything that you've said about the adrenaline, about how it has been a lot of work. And there's a couple of other things that came to mind as well, which is the importance of human touch points and not just relying on, we did try a few different things. We still spent a little bit of money on Facebook ads, but nowhere near as much as last time. And we've had some success with the Facebook ads. So that's really positive to know as well. But really, I think just having real conversations and making time to have those conversations consistently over the weeks, I think is massive. And I think it gets overlooked. And I think sometimes it gets a bit of a bad name if people do say it. It's like these mentors that tell you you've got to send 100 DMs a day. Maybe that isn't right for everybody, and it is a bit extreme. And especially when it's just a copy and paste job.
Yeah.
That's not what I teach at all. But at the same time, like, there is still something in just volume of having conversations, like real conversations with people, has really paid dividends, I think, this time.
Yeah.
Also, just like I teach, like SWOT analysis, pestle analysis, like being mindful of the current surroundings, like the economy and people's spending habits right now, and how people feel about courses right now, like being aware of that. And you've kind of got two choices when things are tougher. You can either go, oh, well, it's an excuse to not do anything, or, just kind of blame, well, the economy's shit, so there's no point. Or you can go, okay, well, what's the solution here? And we obviously choose what's the solution here. So we made it have a more, even though we were putting the price up, and we said last year the price will go up next year, and we honored that. It was a few £100s more this year. We made it even more accessible with payment plans, and we spread out the payments even longer than we've ever done before. I think that was needed.
Yeah.
I think the fact that we've created a hybrid. So people probably will not remember this or not realize this, but the last intake, I only actually offered 5 live sessions. That's what the deal was. You get 5 live 2-hour Zooms. Whereas this year we've said 18 months of 1 a month, every month for 2 hours. And I think that's something I recognize. If people are going to invest in a program like this now, well, they need that reassurance. There's going to be support. It's going to be accountability. It's going to be a period of time. It's not just going to be you've got a couple of months and then we don't care about you.
Yeah.
And there has to be that live element. People, I think, have done a lot of pre-recorded self-study courses, and they've realized they look great and they're amazing, but I just don't have whether it's the enthusiasm, the discipline, the willpower, whatever it is with that learning style to actually see it through and get to the end of it, let alone implement what's in there. Yeah. And we knew this. We know that that's people's behaviors. And we literally thought, how do we solve that problem so that this doesn't become another course that people buy and do nothing with? And I'm really proud of it. Like, it's proved. I spoke about it on my live video this morning, didn't I, about how much was against us in terms of political instability, the price of things going up. This last month when we launched, April is the month that the budget comes into effect. the fact that most our warm audience bought from us last time, and that was only 6 months before. So we knew we had all this against us. So even just to match the last launch was a big ask.
Yeah.
But to double it is amazing.
It's unbelievable.
And it's testament to what I teach. We followed what we teach. We did the SWOT and pest analysis, and we looked for, what are our weaknesses? What are competitors' weaknesses? How can we fill that gap? And I think we've done it. And we've just hit £35,000 revenue, basically from doing one webinar, in 10 days.
Insane. It's just, I don't think either of us have had time to kind of really process it yet, because we're still in it, if that makes sense. So like, I think it's just been kind of go, 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 go. And like, it's going well, but then that just drives you to go more, because you're like, we're doing good here. Let's keep going. So I don't think we've had time to kind of stop yet and really kind of analyze. And like, I think we're both quite analytical people as well. So we will in time really think about it and probably think of even more things that we took away from it. But definitely, I think in terms of like, the way the course is and the way we've made it as accessible as possible to people and given them that reassurance with the 18 months of support, which, 18 2-hour Zoom calls with a business strategist is not to be sniffed at, and especially not at that price. And I think people have seen that and gone, I don't want to pass this up. I think this is a really good opportunity.
And I confidently say very wise. Like, as somebody myself who've invested around about, I don't know the exact figure, I could spend ages figuring it out, but if I just do a rough estimate, I know it's around about £100,000 now. Most of which is just going on LA next week. Let me tell you. But we made 35 grand, or I'll just shove 50 on that. Oh wait, we've lost money again. Here we go again. But I genuinely have, and so not only do I understand the industry and I know what I've invested, but I also know the standard of things that cost 3 times, 4 times more than I'm doing. So that's why I'm so confident in saying, if you have invested, hi Carol, how are you? I hope you're good. And hi Natalie. If you have invested, like, I can confidently say, like, smart. Like, but equally, the value isn't in the course. It isn't in me. It isn't in any of that. It's in what you do with it, right? And I'm always going to put that in there to say, guys, like, sometimes there's that buzz around, I've invested in myself, I've bought a course, woohoo. All right, so like, now it's like what Tony always says, Tony Robbins says, knowledge is not power. He says it's potential power. The thing that gives the knowledge the power is what you do with that power. And it's the same with investing in yourself. It's not just when I say I've spent around £100,000, it's not just the money I've invested that's the value, it's what I've done with that. And it's that determination, it's that work ethic to really make that investment count, that makes it a success, right? So I want to say that to people. Hi, Natalie says hi, Matt and Helen. Carol says, so looking forward to learning from you and work with you. Oh man, bless you. And I'm so excited as well. Let us know if anyone's got any questions or even comments or any observations, because a lot of you guys watching now, you've been there seeing this unfold and been a part of it and supporting it. And some of you watching have actually invested and bought the course as well. But yeah, I think that's a really important point there that I'm making is it's, you've still got to be mindful that it's not a magic wand.
No.
You've got to do the work. We can give you as much as possible, and we do as like more than I'm seeing many people do in this industry. But you've still got to do the work, right?
Yeah, we can't do it for people, can we? And I think that's the side of it that we have to get home to people, isn't it? That like you said, you can be given the best advice in the world sometimes, but if you don't take it, like, we've all been there with our friends and family, haven't we? And we've given them some really solid advice and then they've done nothing with it. And you're like, oh. So, that's the thing. They've got to implement what they learn, haven't they? And then it should set them up for success if they do what the course says.
Carol's in the comments. She just said there are so many golden nuggets just in module 1. Yeah, and for some people, they probably need to spend a good month just watching, implementing, rewatching, implementing, going over just module 1 for a good month. And that, again, this is why we've done the 18-month thing, because it's like, I know it takes that time. I know it does. And I don't want to rush people. Equally, though, and I'm going to speak about this, so we're going to be announcing very shortly. Obviously, it's 48 hours to go, and then we've finished enrollment, we've finished the marketing, the selling, having conversations with people. There's no more energy, effort, time being invested in actually selling this course in 48 hours' time. Once we close the doors and it's done, our energy, effort, and time is invested in those who've bought it. So just so you guys know who's watching, we will be emailing you with some dates for the live sessions. And in that first live session, I really want to, set you up with the right approach to getting the most out of this. And part of it is going to be set aside time. Like we talk about time blocking, make time for this. Don't just buy a course and go, oh yeah, I'll just show up on the live call. No, you need to then in between the live calls think, when am I going to look at this course? When am I going to then action what I learn on this course? So I think that's a really important thing. I can just see, yeah, Natalie says, I agree with Carol. That first module was full of gold. And Carol says, I've already repeated module 1 twice. Is that module 1, point 1, point 2, and point 3? Because if so, you mustn't have done anything else. That is a lot. Because there's module 1, point 1 is an hour. Then there's point 2. Then there's point 3. I don't know how long point 2 and part 2, 3 is, but that's a lot if you've done all 3 parts of module 1 and done them twice. You've only bought it a few hours ago. That's a lot. Natalie says just 1.1. Got it. Yeah, just 1.1. But yeah, you've got to. I always come back to, I've mentioned it a few times when I interviewed Dr. Aria, who was incredible, and he speaks about this idea of sacrifice. And when you're building something substantial, it's that thing of like, we're here now on a Friday night. It's a lovely sunny day. Could be out getting pissed in the sun, which I'm sure many people across the country are doing and having a wonderful time. But he spoke about reframing it and not seeing it as sacrifice. He said it's just choice.
Yeah.
And it's like, you could go out and do that and it'll be fun and it'll be social and you'll get a lot of benefits, and you'll also potentially get late night, disrupt your routine, feel hungover tomorrow, maybe a bit of anxiety, feeling like you're behind on stuff or whatever, right? So there's an upside and there's potential downside. Yeah. It's just the same as working on your craft and saying no to social events and saying no to some other things for a season or two, in which the upside is you're making real progress and you're able to knuckle down and actually change your life. The downside is maybe you've not got as many social events and other things that you value and enjoy as well. But it's not sacrifice. It's just a choice. And I think, words are powerful, aren't they? And I think just that reframe there and losing this, oh, it's a sacrifice, I'm not getting to go out, I'm having to work on my business, that kind of mentality. Yeah. It's really powerful, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think the minute you go into that mentality, there's instant resentment there. And the minute the resentment comes in, you're not applying yourself the way you should be. Because I think if you start resenting your goal and resenting your business, then it's down a slippery road you go, because it shouldn't be like that. Like you said, you're doing it to make things better. You're doing it because it's what you want. So why would you resent it if it's what you want?
How do you feel now, having gone through this process? And yeah, we've put in effort, right? But would you agree? I don't know if you will or not. But would you?
This would be awkward.
No, baby. No, it won't, because it's just interesting for me to get this feedback. Yes, we've put in effort, but would you agree it's actually been simple what we've done?
Yeah. It's so simple. It's literally one step at a time, isn't it? And it's following. There's a solid plan, and it's following the plan. And if the plan isn't going right, it's correcting and following the plan. And it's as simple as that. Like, unbelievably simple.
And how do you feel now about the potential of what we can create moving forward?
like excited because I feel like it's just opened my eyes more to the possibility of what we could do, seeing what we have done on our second launch. Like, it's only our second launch. We're still learning. We're still, you know, it's unbelievable. I think, like, I think a lot of the time you get stuck in this kind of mindset of like limitation or limiting beliefs, and you think, well, you know, this could possibly happen and that could possibly, and I could possibly do this and that. And having seen what I've seen this time, where by following the strategy, by having a really clear vision of who this serves and what it's for, and those people, helping those people to discover it, and then those people being like, yes, give it to me, I want it. Now I'm like, wow, like, you get this into more of that person's hands, and more of those people will buy it. It's a no-brainer. So now I'm like, wow. Now I wish we'd have had double the time.
Let me just see. I don't know if this is going to work because I'm doing this on the fly, and we all know my technology skills are dreadful. But it's just yet again another live example of. There we go. Can we see this or not? Has this worked? Yeah. Can you see that success cycle? It's in a bit of a weird position. I don't know if I need to go here.
Yeah, that's better.
I don't know if we're still on there. Have we gone?
We're at the side now.
Here we go. It just reminded me of, you know, this, which obviously I teach. Because, look, belief is one thing, and it would be great if we can work on belief. And, you know, you spoke about there, you know, we do often have limiting beliefs and self-doubt and things like that. But really, beliefs only truly change from results.
Yeah.
And you can see there, this is just, I've just grabbed this on Google, just, you know, halfway through chatting. It's the first one I found. But this is the success cycle, which I talk about, which Tony Robbins speaks about. And you can see how it's an ongoing cycle. What you believe to be true about your potential informs your action informs your results, and then your results informs your belief.
Exactly that.
And this is just a great example
of exactly what I've just said without even realizing.
Yeah, which is, and that's why I framed that question that way, because I was like, now we've done this, how do you feel about our potential of what we could do?
Huge.
And the reason I want to share that is because too many people watching this are waiting to believe in their potential before they take action.
Yeah.
And quite often, you've just got to take the fucking action, right? Because one thing, and I've heard people, I don't know if it was you when you might have been speaking with AD. I know people have spoken today about like me and the way that I show up and so on. One thing that I have been is relentless as fuck.
Yeah.
For 15 years. It's that thing of, you know, this launch is our most successful yet by a long way. And it's like that overnight success. Yeah, that 15-year overnight success story, right? It's that. But what have I done? I've not always believed in myself. I've not always been certain it's the right thing. I've not always got it right. I have fucked up. I have failed. I have had poor decisions and made wrong choices. But what have I done? I have kept on taking action. I really have. And I'll give myself that credit. I bloody well have. I have taken action non-stop for 15 years. Now, hopefully a lot of you won't need to spend that long in your business, because that's where I come in and can now help you based on the mistakes that I've made. But can I honestly, hand on heart, say I always believed everything was going to work? No. This first launch of this course, I had no bloody idea. I was like, surely it can. But I've got no evidence.
No, that's the thing.
I don't know. The first event that we put on in 2023, how do I know anyone's going to buy a ticket? I've no idea. I've just got a vision, and I'd like it to happen. So I'm just going to take action in alignment with that vision and just fucking hope. But the belief comes when you start getting results. Too many people are waiting to believe to take action to get results. It doesn't work like that. Take action, get results, and then you'll get the belief. And I know you've said that with a few people today, actually, on the interviews you've been doing, haven't you? About that, when it's like imposter syndrome and self-doubt, we all have it. But you're never going to truly be confident, really, until you start producing evidence. And you don't produce evidence until you take action.
That's it. It's a vicious circle, isn't it? And that's where people, for me, what I've seen over the years of, being in success school and coming across so many people in personal development spaces, is that's where people get stuck, because they don't grasp that, like, at some point you're just gonna have to take the bloody risk. Like, you're gonna have to. Otherwise, you're going to keep going round and round and round and round and round. And obviously, it needs to be a measured risk. It needs to be a calculated risk. It needs to have done the work leading up to the risk. I'm not saying just dive in irresponsibly. But at some point, even if it is just as simple as going live on social media, at some point, you're only going to get the confidence from doing it by doing it. And it's as simple as that. Like, you're only ever going to learn, your mind is only ever going to learn that it's okay by proving to it that it is okay, because your mind just doubts, doesn't it? Like, the mind will always find the negative, it will always find the doubt, and until you can give it some really kind of strong evidence of, well, I've done it now and it's okay, it's going to keep going around in that circle of doubt. So that's
Absolutely
the way I view it.
It's like when I speak about, we all have negativity bias built into us, and it's what's kept us alive. But if you don't become aware of that and realize you're naturally more focused on the worst case scenarios, if you don't have an awareness of that, you'll just be led by it.
Yeah.
And you will never fucking do anything.
And then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, because then it's, well, I can't make money, I can't run a business. Well, no, you can't, because you haven't done it. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, so the belief then gets reaffirmed. And that's, I remember you teaching me about this in mindset coaching years ago. It's like, keep the promises that you make to yourself. Because if you start reaffirming them beliefs within yourself, like if you say, oh, I'm going to go to the gym, and then you don't go, them beliefs of, oh, I'm not a gym person, or I'm not somebody that can, you start to reaffirm it in your own mind, and you'll believe it more, you'll get more emotionally involved in it, and it becomes harder and harder and harder to break.
And what you were saying there about the evidence, the interesting thing is, so if you keep not doing what you say you're going to do, you keep building evidence to say, told you I'm no good, I'm useless, I never do, oh, I never can build a business, I can never make money. What's really interesting is, in my experience, if you take action and it goes badly and you fail and it doesn't go to plan, usually you don't then have the evidence, told you I'm a failure, told you I'm a rubbish. You go, oh, I can see why that failed, because I thought it would go like that, but now I've done it. It was actually that I needed to do. Okay. And it is that thing of, it's just genuinely feedback to go, I can see how I can do it better next time. People would think, and people are so scared to fail, like, that'll be it, I'll be over, I'll be done. And it's so true that actually, by that evidence of it didn't work, you would think, well, that's providing evidence that you're no good because you failed, it didn't work. It doesn't tend to be like that. It just acts as, I've got some feedback now, and I'm now a bit wiser, so I can go again and do it better.
And even in a failure, there will have been some success.
Correct.
There will have been some wins.
Yeah.
So even if ultimately the end goal has failed, there will have been so many wins along the way and so much little successes along the way that actually it will have built your confidence anyway.
I agree. It's that thing, isn't it, of we might not have won this battle, but we could still win the war. It's that the little things along the way, okay, that didn't go how we thought, but it's all just now gearing us up to be stronger, to eventually really achieve what we want to achieve. I can see some comments here. Thanks, guys, for being here. Natalie says, it's been great to see how you've been showing up, leading up to this launch, and seeing what you've achieved by following your strategy. It shows us how important having a strategy is, and building that foundation and taking action. And Carol says, I agree with Natalie. So inspiring seeing you implementing what you teach and getting the results. I bloody hope not. I will be 76 by then. What was that? What we were saying?
I think you were saying that it's took you 15 years.
Got it. Natalie says, I love that. Just having the vision and taking the action aligned with that. And it's so true. Stop waiting to believe in yourself.
And it comes back to like, I think this is probably the first module on Success School, if I remember correctly. I've been through that course that many times. I know this.
So that's the membership, just to be clear.
The memberships. This is the personal development side of things. Intentions plus actions equals outcome. It comes back to that. Like, it's a completely different thing. That's mindset and personal development. This is business strategy. Look at the alignment between the two.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and they are. We've always said, like, business development comes from self-development. Like, there's no business development without self-development. If you're not growing, you cannot become the individual to actually lead a business and build a business. Like, you can't. It is mindset. Business strategy is simple shit. It's not the strategy. It's, are you the person who can implement the strategy?
It's the execution of the strategy, isn't it?
And, you know, you've heard me say it a million times, but I often will give fitness analogies because they're easier for people to understand.
Yeah.
And it's the same. It's like the strategy to lose fat off your bloody body is frigging simple.
Yeah.
Stop overeating. That's it. Yeah. Suddenly everybody's slim. Suddenly everybody's dead slim. Done. Stop fucking eating so much cake, man. Done. Put down the fucking burger. Done. Right? That's your strategy. Simple as shit. Why have we got more people obese than ever? Emotions, mindset, self-development. It's that side of it. It's the human element that makes things difficult, not the strategy itself. And I want people to understand business, making money is exactly the same. That isn't the stuff that's difficult. It's your fears, your doubts, your emotions. That's the thing that makes things tough. Just the same with having a fitness goal or a fat loss goal or anything like that. So we have to be doing the mindset stuff. So what you said there, just referencing back to that, like it is that stuff. It is completely aligned, all that stuff. And that's why it's so good that many people that are doing this have been and are doing the mindset stuff as well.
Yeah, so important. And I think it's a constant thing of overcoming yourself, isn't it? Because I think that's the other thing that we need to talk about is that people wait until they're like, oh, I'm not comfortable yet. I'm not comfortable doing that yet. And it's like, do you know what? Wake up call. And this launch has definitely taught me this. There'll always be something else you're not comfortable doing. There'll always be something else that comes up that you're like, oh, self-doubt, imposter syndrome. It's like you say, for every level, there's another devil. It's always going to keep coming up. So what you've got to get in the habit of doing is being comfortable with being uncomfortable. You've got to get into the habit of overcoming. And it's almost like a daily habit, isn't it? Of like, you're just constantly doing it. So then it doesn't threaten you the same. Instead of it coming in and you being like, oh, it's like, oh, here we go again. Right. Deep breath. Here we go. And it's just like, you almost like become accustomed to living that way and having to do that, you know. Like the live calls we've been doing with clients and, you know, people like want to ask questions, like that can be unnerving when you get on a live call with someone, you don't know who they are, you don't know what they're going to ask, you don't know if you know the answer. Like, you know, you don't know whether they're going to be nice, whether they're not going to be nice, like the level of discomfort in having to do that. But yet we've just both jumped on. I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. Like just comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah, there's no cheat code for that, is there?
What?
Like, I don't believe anyway. Some people that are maybe they're right and I'm wrong, by the way. This is not to like put them down, but there might be some more woo-woo people. Ellen likes a bit of woo-woo. But there might be more woo-woo people that do genuinely get great results just telling affirmations in a mirror and telling yourself you're beautiful, you're amazing, you've got this. I, on the other hand, don't believe in that. Just fucking looking in the mirror, telling yourself you're amazing every day. For me personally, I don't think really works. It can play a small part. People talk about reprogramming your subconscious. I get it. Fucking no substitute for just doing it for 15 years. Like, if you want real confidence to know you can do what you say you do it for 15 years and then come back to me. You know what I mean? Like, so what you're saying there about getting comfortable with the uncomfortable, it comes as a result of I'm being so uncomfortable for so long, I now feel comfortable.
Yeah,
That's
literally.
it.
Literally.
Because when you were talking, it just was like my mind just thought of exactly what you were speaking of, which is when I was 19, 20, starting my business and picking up the phone, selling these bands and not knowing what they were going to say to me. And I also, one vivid memory is a regular, this went on for years, regular the day before a gig, because we did a lot of like managing tribute bands like Girls Aloud and Spice Girls and Take That tribute bands and things like that. Christ, the day before the gig, you'd often get one of the members of the band going, I'm so sorry, I'm not well, I can't do tomorrow, or I've double booked, I have to honor this other gig with this other company. And you'd think, we've got to Take That tribute band going out that's been booked as a 5-piece tomorrow that has no Gary Barlow. What the fuck are we going to do? And I can remember like just years. Oh, it were awful. I can't even begin to like tell you how awful it was. Just anxiety, stress, feeling sick, physically sick on a Friday night or a Thursday night at 9 o'clock, trying to get a replacement that was good enough, that was available, that could be there and send over the details. I can remember physically feeling sick on a regular basis, or getting a phone call because in Girls Aloud, you know, fake Cheryl's falling out with fake Sarah, and they've had an argument and they're not speaking to each other and they're not willing to go on stage. And then they're in Bognor Regis, a 6-hour drive away, like constantly thinking, fuck, the client's going to go mad. Like years of it. If something like that had happened, I'd just go, have we got a solution? Yes, no. Can we give them a refund? Can we get another band? What do we do? What's the solution? Just completely at ease with it. Let me tell you now, it wasn't like that for a long time. For a long time, it felt like hell. But the reason now that I like, it's just like I've been there a million times. We always solve it one way or another. And guess what? Worst case scenario is we don't. We do our best to refund, to do what we can to put it right, to give them a discount on the next. But like we just come up with as many solutions as we can. Most of the time, people go, "Do you know what? We get it. These things happen. You've done your best. You couldn't have been more accommodating. That's fine. We get it." And occasionally, people go, "You're a fucking bastard, man," and they're just awful to you. And you go, "That's life. That's people. You can't win them all." But the reason I'm able to have this perspective is not because I've spent, you know, months telling myself affirmations that I'm strong, I'm powerful, and I can do it, and I'm reprogramming my subconscious with some fucking words. Don't get me wrong, there could be some I believe there's something in it, but it's not that that's really got me here today. It's years of just fucking getting on with it, to the point that you make, which is, all right, we can't get any more people in Zoom. What am I going to do? I'll speak to Dan and see if he can solve it. Matt's just going to carry on as if everyone were there, because it's a solution. That's all we can do. So that being uncomfortable, you know, becoming comfortable, just comes as a result of having the courage to do it for long enough.
Yeah. It's like building muscles, isn't it, I suppose, or building, like, as a dancer, muscle memory. That it's like your kind of like internal workings and probably like your neural wiring and all that stuff starts to respond differently, because it's through repetition that you kind of rewire things to respond a different way almost. So like in the past, you would have gone to pieces over stuff and been like, oh,
and I did.
Yeah, like it becomes something that your body goes, oh, okay, problem, right, solve it. Like it becomes more second nature.
It does.
I suppose.
It does. And also, like, I'm having a bit of like low-key banter, and it is low-key because I'm quite tired. It's been a long week, some of you may have noticed. But you know, I've got good friends that are spiritual coaches and all the rest of it. So it's really not to, I believe there's something in it, and I believe people get results from that stuff. I just don't see people getting the same results from you know, putting all their hours, energy, years into affirmations as they do just getting out there, facing the shit, getting solutions focused and becoming tougher and more resilient. They're the people that usually are the ones, usually with the biggest businesses and the biggest results and biggest impact. It's not usually just the people meditating on a rock.
That and you know, like I love all that stuff. I buy into that stuff. I think it has massive value.
Guys, she sent me, what was it, tarot cards the other day. I was getting tarot.
Yeah.
Well, Hey, look, they won. They said we were going to come into money. This was like a week ago.
There you go. Well, there you go.
Because we planned it, Helen. For months. Pulled a card out.
It was written in the universe, and I will not have it said anymore.
And do you know what? I kind of like. Look, I've got to have a stance on stuff, but equally, I kind of do like it a bit. When you were sending it, I was like, "Ooh, like this is nice to know the universe is on my side." I don't fully believe it like you do, but I'm open to it. Let's put it that way.
It's kind of reassuring. It's kind of like reaffirming sometimes, and it's not like I'm definitely not somebody that would just be like, "It's okay, the universe has got this covered."
Matt, I'm not working this week. The universe has sorted it.
I've had my tarot read. The launch is going to be a success. I'll see you in a fortnight.
Cheers, Ellen. Yeah.
But at the same time, I do think that there is something in it. I like it.
And I liked it when you sent it to me. It was lovely.
Yeah, but that's.
And I watched the video, by the way, genuinely.
You watched it?
I watched it. You sent me the video, and they pull out the card, and she goes, "Ooh!" She gets all excited. "Ooh, this is a good." She starts.
Ten of Cups. Oh, and you got the star, didn't you?
I fast forwarded the cups bit.
Star.
I didn't.
Leanne said, "That's it. He's off on one now, Helen."
I'm gonna go on one of my Matt rants.
But no, I think there is value in, like, I believe in a bit of everything, me, and I think there's no harm in any of that. And I do think, you know, from a holistic point of view, and all the affirmations and all the rest of it, of course, they can help. But in terms of that, I am fully with you. As you know, I spent years working on my mindset and doing the hard stuff because it works. And I definitely didn't leave this launch to the tarot. I mean, it would have been nice.
For that. Oh, the card said you're going to make money, Matt, so I'm taking a month off.
Would have been nice. Maybe the next launch, like, maybe.
No. If it's the tarot reader that fucking tells, she can come and work for us instead then, and she can do it. No, but all joking aside, like I say, like I'm not saying there's not something in, you know, and believe in whatever works ultimately. If it's getting you results, then fucking pray to the clouds. I don't care. Like if it works for you, it works. But I've just
Lady's comment.
What's he said? I thought he was laughing at me. Man, talking about a video on I missed. You told me to fast forward the cups bit. To be fair,
yeah.
You said maybe fast forward the cup. You're not ready for
right.
that.
Because we're getting confused here. So the reading was, she was doing a coffee cup reading first, and I thought, he's not gonna have this. He's not gonna like, I know you. And if she'd have been reading your coffee mug and like going, oh, I can see from the leaves of the coffee that this is, I thought he's not gonna
did, and is that what she did?
Yeah. So I thought, right,
I'm out.
let's
already out. I can see why you got me to fast forward. I get it.
Skip to 5 minutes in, and then she'll do your tarot cards. So that's what he did. But Aidy's commented saying, I came in and Matt's talking about a video on cups.
Oh. Yeah, that's a very different.
Very, very.
That reminds me a bit of this. Wait. I'm saying nothing. It's a bit like one of them videos, isn't it?
Definitely one of those videos. Yes, one of those videos.
Oh, we zoom in. Right.
That might be our next launch.
It will. You know, times have got very tough if that happens. Yeah. 2 cups and 1 coffee. That's what we were watching. It's a very different video.
Yeah. Tarot cards.
But yeah, look, like what I was saying is, it's not, you know, what works, but from my experience, action trumps everything. You can, you know, like I say, pray to the clouds, read your coffee, and do that if it makes you feel good. And
pray to the clouds.
You can pray to whatever the hell you want. If it makes you feel better about life, I'm all for it. But I just want to, what I see and I've witnessed is too much emphasis put on the fluffy shit, and you know, the affirmations and whatever. Nobody I know that's achieved things substantially got there by affirmations and praying to clouds. I'm sorry. They did, and no offense to your person, but just reading the tea and the coffee,
No.
like they didn't. And I just really want people to take that on board, the effort that goes into it.
But there's a massive reason why that stuff is more popular, why so many people get on board with that, and it's because it's easy.
Yeah.
It's because it makes them feel like they're doing something. It makes them feel like they're, making a difference rather than actually doing the hard thing.
And you guys know, like anybody watching from Success, I'm mindful to say this quite often. If you think about this, if you are feeling like you're a bit in a slump and you come to one of our sessions at Success School, you know that I'm going to get you to do a bit of work. You're going to have to think about some things. You're going to maybe write some goals. You're going to be around a positive, uplifting community. That might make you then feel a bit of inspiration. You get inspired. And as a result of that, there's a bit of motivation. And then by the end of that 90-minute session or that 60-minute session, you feel better than when you started. Now, this is dangerous. And I'm mindful of people in Success School, and I will keep saying this because I want you to, I always say self-development muscle is the most important muscle to build. I want you to bring in your own awareness and go, are you guilty of this? Where actually Success School, if we're not careful, is a band-aid. It's making you feel better for an hour or an hour and a half. Or you're getting a dopamine hit. So you feel like you've achieved something. You haven't achieved shit. It's coming back to what Tony Robbins says, knowledge is not power. The same as our sessions are not power. What you do as a result of what the session gave you would be power. But what can happen is you come away feeling like you've had your dopamine hit, you felt empowered, and then you go, feel better now. Oh, and now I'm tired. I'll just go to bed. And then nothing's actually changed. It's, it's been almost, I would say it's definitely better, but it's been almost just like going to the pub, having a pint, or watching Coronation Street. And if you enjoy Coronation Street, it's just giving you entertainment. It's just, giving you an emotion that was better than the emotion when you started. So it's about really being mindful of that. Don't just buy into the self-development for the hype and the good feelings and the good vibes. You've got to then go, got to fucking get my head down now. I've got to take the action.
Yeah, that's definitely it. And I think that's where the two differ massively, because I think with the spiritual stuff, which, like I said, joking aside and we're laughing, but I am massively into that. I pay to go on retreats. I love meditation, really do like all that stuff, like crystals, all that.
I do like it a bit. I can't. I'm gonna stop lying. I do like it a bit, but anyway,
it has its place, but so does the hard work, and that's where I think we're very firm on that, aren't we?
Yeah, and we are going to call it out more and more in our community. I know you're going to give a really good session on Monday, because guys, like it's so important. If you're in a self-development community, you have to be developing and leveling up. You can't get to a place where you're just like a popular member that everyone's friends with, and you're there every session and you're having a lovely time. Like it doesn't work, and the whole thing is a joke if that happens. And that's why it's our responsibility to keep on spotting it and calling it out, isn't it?
Massive.
And it's only from a place of love, because we've had conversations where we've seen certain actions and behaviors that are borderline. This is not self-development. This is, just having a nice community, social or whatever, or being friends and connecting with people. And that's not what this is. Or sometimes it goes towards therapy and people are then airing their problems. And again, it's not a therapy community. Success School is about achievement, and it's about setting big goals that scare you and bloody well achieving them.
Yeah, and having the support around you to do that. And that's what we always come back to, because we really do want to make a difference to people. We really do want this to work for people. So that's why we're constantly realigning and reassessing and going, right, let's do this, let's change that, let's do the other. Because ultimately, if people are just having a nice time and nothing's changing and they're not getting any results, we're failing them.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. We're failing them, and we are not about that. We don't want to do that. So that's why we will constantly call it out and see it and make sure that it evolves.
Yeah, it's so important. And we're still nice people that can have fun, but it's just recognizing what we're here for and what the mission and the vision of Success School and of Online Business Mastery is. And it's about getting results, So there we go. Thanks everybody that has joined us. I hope you found it insightful, useful. Again, what a launch. We've just got just over 48 hours and that is it. We are done. You will not hear us talk about it again unless you're in Online Business Mastery, in which you will be getting a lot from us over the next 18 months. But thank you. I hope you all have a lovely weekend. If anyone got any questions about this launch or any questions about the program or anything just before we finish, just take a moment now if you want to just write them in the chat. Would love any questions or any engagement that we can respond to. But yeah, I think we've learned a lot this launch, and I think probably a good note to just reiterate is what we were speaking about earlier about that your potential suddenly like multiplies when you start tapping into it. Like that's what we've done here, and that's why I asked you that question earlier. Like now you've seen what we've done this time, what do you believe is possible? And
honestly, I can't even put like an outcome on what I believe is possible, as in like, well, what's the limit? Because now it's gone from like, oh, I feel quite like, well, I'm not sure, to now it's like the sky is the limit, quite literally. Like it shifted it to like, well, what is the limit? I don't know. Let's find out. Like, do you know what I mean?
That's powerful. I mean, it again just keeps bringing me back to when I do group sessions on the success cycle, and we go through those 4 points that I was speaking about a moment ago, and I always talk about your potential in this life. And I say, if you think about your potential as a human being, you know, just try and think what your potential is. And then I'll often say, imagine there's a newborn baby that's just a few hours old. And if you was to think, what is the potential of that baby? Most of us would go, it's got all the potential in the world. Who knows? It's yet to grow up and, you know, develop its skills, and it's limitless.
Yeah.
And I say, you're that baby, just a little bit older than a few hours after you've been born. You're still that baby with all the potential in the world. The problem is we develop beliefs that limit our potential, which is this cycle again. Belief goes into potential. But if you take enough action, you'll get big results. And when you get big results, your belief in your potential will change.
Yeah.
And that's what we've done here. We've taken those relentless actions. We've got the results. And now when I say to Helen, what do you think is our potential as a business? She's like, the sky's the limit.
Yeah.
So let that be a lesson in no more excuses, guys. Take the bloody action. Stop the talking about talking, the fucking thinking about thinking, the fucking bullshit about bullshit. Action trumps everything. You've got to take more action if you want bigger results, to start to really believe in your potential.
Amazing.
There we go.
Oh, and now you're off to LA, so not going to get none of these next week, are they?
I'll keep you all posted, I'm sure.
Helen madness. No tarot cards. Hey, maybe I'll do a live. I'm only joking.
It's been good, and thank you, Helen, because you've been ace, and I know it's been challenging. It's been tough.
It has, but like you said this morning, I think I've grown more through this launch than ever. And don't get me wrong, it's been a journey of growth for quite a number of years now. But I feel like, and people say it to me all the time. Like I got a message off one of the members of the community before saying it. You know, like people can see it. Like people can see it. They're like, wow, you're really growing. So thank you as well. Thank you for stretching me and pushing me, because sometimes you do need that. Sometimes, you know, like you've just said about the Success Girl community, and like comes from a place of love, but sometimes you do need somebody to kind of like throw you out of your comfort zone, and then you realize your potential. You really do.
There we go. Well, thanks everyone for watching. 48 hours left. Tell your friends, your family, your dogs, your cats, the clouds that you pray to. Tell everybody that Online Business Mastery is closing in 48 hours. If anybody does have any questions about it, like we've said all along, we don't want people just buying this because they feel like they have to. We want the right people buying this. Oh shit! That thing that I told you that happened. That's that thing that I told you that happens all the time. Nobody knows this, but do you remember when I went in the other room and I showed you? If I ever bang against that wall, that thing falls down.
This sounds really bad. This sounds really bad. When I went in the other room and showed you that I bang against that wall.
Honestly, it wasn't weird. It wasn't weird. If this wall ever gets slightly knocked, because there's not quite enough. There's not quite enough space for it to stay upright fully. It's on a. This is going back to that cups video again, isn't it?
You're just digging. You're just digging. It's completely innocent.
All I'm going to say is don't buy online business mastery if you don't want to. If you do whatever. Just we're going because it's
Backyard said so.
Because it's taking a turn and we don't want to go down that route. But I just meant this falls down. That's all.
Yeah, he's got a picture, and when his wall gets knocked,
yeah. If it just gets knocked slightly, my wheel just knocked it slightly, and it
falls over.
It's been a long week, guys, but thanks for sticking with us.
This is it. Giggles is retired.
Thank you so much for sticking with us.
Thank you, everyone.
And genuinely, we are so grateful out with people have been amazing, and again, all jokes to one side and bangs to one side or whatever. Stop it. If you are on the fence, drop us a message. There is space. I mean, there is.
Literally.
There is, yeah. And we'd love to have you on board if it feels a good fit. All right, guys, have an amazing weekend.
An incredible community, isn't it?
Say again, sorry.
Looking like it's going to be an incredible community by who's in there so far. Like, it's such a diverse mix of people. It's like, I'm so excited. And we don't know most of them, so like we're going to get to know them and see what they're all about. And it's just like,
I am really excited about that. There's a lot of familiar faces as well, but there's then so many other people that have got on board, and there's, like you say, such a range of people with range of different business ideas. So, yeah,
exciting.
It is exciting. There we go. We'll leave it there. But thank you, everyone. Appreciate you all. Have an amazing weekend. Enjoy some sunshine if you can, and I'll see you when I'm back from LA, baby.
You look like you've already enjoyed some.
Shut up, you. Thanks, everyone. Good night.